I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm just gonna lay it out on the table. Small businesses suck at content marketing.
Quit making sales videos every single day. Start becoming creators of your business.
Why aren't businesses doing that?
No, it's because they're lazy. At the end of the day, man, you got to look at it as...
Welcome back to the M2S podcast, marketing to serve your businesses and customers. We are back in 2024, and it's so far been a good year.
I think so, man.
Today we got some good stuff because we're talking about content in 2024 and what small businesses need to do to take advantage of this huge platform that is social media in general.
Yeah.
Right?
Tell me what you have learned from working with so many different businesses going into 24. What do you see them falling off on social media?
It's funny, and I think a good point to relate to that is we've testified, or we've done it ourselves in the wrong way, and that is like just making time for it. Most businesses right now still don't really understand the importance of content marketing in general, showing the day-to-day experience of what it is to not only run your business, but how you serve your customers, how you get your product out, what your service entails. People we talk to who even come in to just ask questions, like still don't understand, you know what I mean? I also think the big factor, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, I'm just gonna lay it out on the table. Small businesses suck at content marketing. And
man, I'm gonna argue with some here. I don't want to say they suck at it. I think the problem is they're still playing in 2015. Now they understand that they need to make videos, but instead they're making sales videos.
Yeah, the number one reason why I'm saying that is because they don't have time, or they don't make the time.
Yeah, there's a difference. Everybody has time.
Yeah,
they just don't know how to deliver the product. So let's talk about that. What my thing is like, and the reason I brought up this podcast is quit making sales videos every single day, and start becoming creators of your business. Right?
Yeah.
Start showing people what you do and why they should be doing business with you. Yeah. Bring some trust factors into your content marketing strategy. So what are some things they can do? What are some different content they can make to get to that point?
I think one thing that is really easy to do that most businesses aren't doing is showing the behind the scenes of it all. Like, a lot of people don't understand like how a coffee shop gets prepped for the morning to serve hundreds of customers between the hours of 5 and 9. You know what I mean? I think understanding what goes through that. The other thing too is you can always ask for a testimonial. I think those are still huge. When you say stop the sales videos, we already get flooded with ads.
Yeah.
Like on our social media, we get flooded on TV. And I mean, that's part of what we do, right? We make commercials and we understand that there's a need for it. But every video post be something about just to get you money.
Yeah.
The number one thing that small businesses need to do to really enhance the trust factor on social is to provide something that an audience doesn't know. So like we're here today to like talk about everything we know, right? And we're not charging for it because we're the masters in that area. Whereas if you're a pool company, you're a master in how to renovate a pool or design a pool or the process it takes for financing or all that stuff, right? If you're a car lot, you understand there's certain aspects in plays to financing. There's certain aspects in plays to getting the best deal, right? Those are things that people don't do. But more importantly, share that information that only you know.
Yeah.
You know, I think those are big.
There's a lot of value that you can bring to your consumers by social media. The great thing about it is it is free. What it costs is being creative. Not a lot of people are creative enough to just be like, this is my product. I sell roofs, right? You don't, right? Mm-hmm. You're a roofer, but what does the dumpster look like to put the roof, to put the shingles in? How do you pull the shingles off? Mm-hmm. Why is it important that you pull it this way versus that way? Showing the value of yourself while being creative in the market is the most underutilized things I see out there, right? Yeah. We go in and most businesses are like, whoa, me, this is me. And I think you got to change a little bit. I think you've got to add some type of creative to most of your content to get to that next point, right? Yeah. The old Gary V, right, jab.
Jab, right hook.
Yeah, jab, right hook. Did I say it wrong? You know, put some creative content out to then later on ask for a sale.
Yeah. When you talk about creative, right, I think that it's important to understand that we're not talking about like making something blow up with visual effects, right? We're talking about the idea, right? Yeah. So like the idea, for instance, if you guys want to know the secret to going viral is making content that is shareable, right? Yep. Meaning this, anyone, no matter what they're doing, no matter what industry they're in, no matter who they are, finds a piece of content that they're going to sit for 30 to 45 seconds and just watch. We do it all the time, right? Yeah. There's these, like the guy that goes into the lawnmower and mows people's lawns. Like I don't care about my lawn. I don't care about lawn mowing. I don't care about any of that. But I find myself watching those because it's interesting. Like this dude is going out there doing something for free. Yeah. Why? So I'm over here to find out what the why is, right? And it's like a lot of stuff like that. If you can come up with an idea that you feel anyone can watch, that's the trick. We have, Poology's been with us for a while now, and we are on this whole new tangent of content to where we're not just talking about pool financing and pool renovation. And we're doing slam dunk contests in pools, something that's related to the industry, but is something that is entertaining for people to watch, right? What's that acronym that you use all the time? The
3 E's?
3 E's.
3 E's. Engage, entertain, educate.
Yeah.
Educate, engage, entertain. Yeah.
That's right.
If you can do those 3 things in a video, it's going to be a slam dunk.
That is literally the secret formula.
The other thing that you mentioned was like going viral. And we've met with hundreds of business owners, and they're like, how do we go viral? If everybody knew how to go viral, Pepsi would be paying us every single day.
Not only that, but like if it's not such a elaborate idea that you can just capture on a phone, then it does take money to do that.
My point to this is, how many times have we shot a video that's got 500, 600, 800 views, but has turned into a sale? Mm-hmm. We've done something out of the ordinary that even if it has a lower view count, people are engaged with it. Yeah. I love the one right now of like, I've been getting in the cold plunge every day, doing the talk.
I've seen
More people in the last 2 weeks have came up to me and been like, I seen your cold plunge deal. I'm like, man, that's awesome. It's something different that I was able to talk about the business and catch their attention in some form of fashion.
Yeah, and that's a good one. Like it hits home because it's completely different.
If any of you small businesses want to steal the Kevin Hart idea to do the cold plunge challenge,
cold as balls,
as you interview another business owner, we're in for it. Y'all let us know.
I would love
to shoot that.
I would love to film that. Yeah, but it's also that concept too, like hot ones, right? Yeah, that's another good example of an expose where it takes a formal interview and makes it into a whole completely different thing.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's awesome because we've always, you go on late shows, they still do the same thing for the past 50 years. Bring someone on and have an interview with a charismatic interviewer. Yeah, right. Yeah.
But they're still doing it. They've been doing it 10 years, longer.
I mean, Johnny Carson started it. That's like 50, 60 years ago. Yeah. That's crazy.
I think people think you've got to reinvent the wheel. I just think you need to add your touch to the wheel.
That's a good one. Yeah, you messed me up with that one.
The thing is we keep on saying, well, you need to do this, or we need to do it this way. You see somebody you like in the market, and you say, well, they're killing it. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, do they know their ROI? Do you think they're just making a dumb piece of content, and it grabbed your attention, ads were reran to you? I think going into 24 and 25, what a big deal is getting creative in your business to make sure yourself stands out. Yeah. I love the interview local businesses, going to your core circle of business owners that you're a business owner, 10 or 15 business owner, go interview them. Why should they be doing business with them versus you, and grab their audience so it turns on your audience?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a cross promotion, you know. It's one of the major YouTube growth mechanisms is when you get onto, because every creator or every business page is a platform in itself, whether you have 500 followers or 80,000, right? It doesn't necessarily matter, because even the 500, you're going to have 10% see your stuff whenever you post, right? That's your organic reach to start off with. But when it comes to like what YouTubers are doing, they're like collabing with each other. These are two different audiences that may not know of each other, and you put them together, you just double the platform, right? If you do that with a business, right? You take one business A has 1,000 followers on Facebook, but may have like 20,000 on TikTok. Cool. Partner with and collaborate with business B, which may have 20,000 on Facebook, but maybe 500 on TikTok, and see what that does. Yeah. I think that's huge, because as long as it's relevant and as long as it can provide the 3 E's, that's going to actually work a lot better than what most people think. And I don't think businesses are thinking that way.
When you're first starting your small business, right? You're reaching out to everybody, and they're sharing your content. Your third cousin that you haven't talked to in a year, he's seen that you started a new business, and you get those shares. Why do you think those businesses that have been established now for so long don't get that core audience anymore?
That's a good question. I would love your take on that. My take is going to be because they're doing the same thing. You know, I think they're just doing the same me, or here's our new menu item, or here is the new drink of the week. And that's all good and fine. But if that's all your content strategy is based on, then it's not shareable, right? Because I can share a pool company doing a dunk contest inside of a pool to anyone. But if I share, like, here is the latte of the week at the local mom and pop shop in, Temple, Texas, that's not shareable.
Yeah.
Because who's gonna care outside of Temple?
So my answer is a little bit different, right? And I we forget where we come from sometimes. And so if your engagement not with Ben himself, right? If I get in as my business owner, Mark's carpet cleaning company, and for the last 3 months, I have been commenting on all the stuff you've been posting. I've been engaging with your content. When I go to post something, 9 times out of 10, you're going to not feel obligated, but you're going to feel that sense of like, man, he's been engaging with me. Why not? Shouldn't I promote him?
100%, yeah.
We forget where we come from of like how much time we used to spend talking to this person or sharing their content. We've been in business 6, 10, 15 years. You forget that core audience, and you still need that core audience to grow.
That's interesting. So that's the scenario where when you start off and you get this, what I call the social media bug, where you get bit, and because you have the light pop up in your head like, oh, this is important, I got to do something with it, right? And then you start getting aggressive on it in the best way, which is engaging with other pages, right? Or posts or feeds or whatever, people, right?
Yep.
After that, you're saying that's when it just falls off. We're like, all right, I got my first 100, I got my 500, I got my 1,000. Like, now I'm just gonna.
Well, you get too big for your britches. Go back, humble yourself, man. Go back and DM those people. Go back to your first 10 posts on Facebook. See who the top 100 was, and be like, hey, man, I appreciate you so much. You've been on my page for 5 years. I want to give you 25% off. I just want you to know I'm thinking about you. Right? Like, going back to your basics, I think you have to do that, even if you've been in the game for 15 years. And keeping that core audience is the most important. My mentor always told me, it's easier to lose new clients. It's harder to keep old clients. Because you want them. You want that core. You want those friends and family you've built, but you have to stay engaged with them too. You can't just keep dropping the ball and saying, me. Why aren't I growing?
Yeah.
Well, you're not growing because you're not growing other people.
That's huge. That's a huge one. I think because social media is called social for a reason. It is to interact with other individuals. The one thing we always hear, we just don't have time for it.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why some of them come to us. And if you have the money for it, I think that is a good investment.
Yeah.
But we've talked to plenty of business owners that are like, ooh, I can't really afford that. But you have any advice? The number one thing we both always say, just go start making something.
Yeah.
All right. Just go do it. Just don't worry about the cameras.
That's a good point. How much content should somebody make a day?
1 post a day. Like
my answer is different.
Okay, hit me.
So I like the 3-to-1 rule, right? 1 major post with at least 3 stories. And if you're going to do a different, 3 posts with 1 story.
Yeah.
Utilizing the platform's features
Yeah.
are very important.
That's a good point.
Right? The algorithm wants to be fed in some form of fashion. And if we don't feed those algorithms to try to get ourselves more engagement, you're killing yourself.
That's a good. No, you're absolutely right. When I say 1 post a day, that's just like that's your 2024 statistic of
bare minimum
what should occur, right? One thing that most people don't consider as well is like when we bring people in and we have to spark their algorithm, we're posting every day, every other day, right? And we're encouraging them to do stories and all that.
Yeah.
But the one thing that
it's a togetherness, right? We guarantee that you're going to get that post out, but how can you get more?
Yeah, exactly. The other thing too is to continue to spark the algorithm, not as, inflamed as a post or story or anything like that, but it's also the interaction of what you do, right? So commenting to other people's posts through your business page actually provides an algorithmic response, which people don't think about. And I think that's the really big point, is being social on social, right? Why aren't businesses doing that? I think it's because they don't know that it can have an impact.
No, it's because they're lazy. At the end of the day, man, you got to look at it as there is 400 carpet cleaning companies in Texas, maybe 4,000. I don't know what the number is, but how are you going to stand out? There's 1 million roofers. How are you going to stand out, right? If you want your business to grow in 2024, get on social and be engaging.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple. The problem is you say, I don't have time for it. No, man, you just have to say, this is what I'm going to do to get there. And this is how I grow faster, right? If you think about it, you can make one piece of content on TikTok right now and get 1 million views tomorrow. You couldn't go buy a commercial and get 1 million views
Not
tomorrow.
at all. Not at all. That's so true. Yeah. We can attest to those stats, because like you look at what local news conglomerates are selling. They're selling airtime on, news networks and, the morning shows and stuff like that. But their impressions rate are like 200,000 to 300,000.
And I don't care what you say, they're not engaging their core audience.
Not at
because
all.
they're making a sales video to engage their core audience.
They're making something that most people have the ability to skip over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So commercials, there's a place for them.
Correct.
But there is.
It's a brand awareness. It's building.
We don't make commercials like everyone else, because we know that if you just put someone in front of a screen and just have them talk about their sales, that's not going to do much, right? So we provide that impact in a different way, which is why our commercials have been so creative, sometimes outlandish. But when it comes to the fact that you can do all of that on social in a completely different way, you can sell without selling. I think we're over the phase of businesses are not on social. I think those who are established are. I think now it's the next phase of how to maintain relevance.
How can they quantify an ROI with video content?
There is no social media platform anymore that's dedicated to photo. There isn't. Instagram has declared that they're a video platform.
We'll just do a quick one. Why is that?
Over the past 5 years, our attention spans have, most people say they have like diminished. I always say they evolved. And the reason why they evolved, we can cut out the fluff right away, right? We know what an ad looks like. We can skip through it. We see a photo. Why is that relevant right now? I have 10 minutes on the toilet, or I have 5 minutes before the kids come out of school to like escape and get some dopamine with social media. So am I going to waste that on a photo that I'm going to look at for 2 seconds? No. But the biggest asset leading to that point is videos obviously engage, but they also provide data, right? Data that you can actually, once you have money, even if you're a mom and pop shop, you put out a couple videos, and let's say 3 videos in the week and each video got 100 views, right? That's 300 views. You can target those people with $50. Anyone who has seen 3 seconds of your video, you can target them with an ad. And if it's relevant, if it's valuable, they're going to respond. I think that's the biggest takeaway.
So the answer is videos are trackable. Photos are not. Yep. You can engage your core audience, make more videos, quit making sales. What is the easiest way for a small business owner to find content to make?
Go to Google, type in answerthepublic.com, and search your industry. What that's going to do, it's going to pop up hundreds of search topics related to your industry, in which you can, these are people who are Googling things related to your industry, wanting to know on the internet. Give them the answer in a video. So that's your first at least 90 videos.
Yeah.
Right there.
When you make those, don't ask for a sale. Just because you brought one piece of value to them, don't think that somebody's going to buy from you.
That's a good point.
Right? I don't want you to shoot. Why should you make content videos? We should make content videos and buy from media to social. Mm-hmm. That's not what I want to know.
Yeah.
Hey, you make content for A, Y, and Z, and you make the 3rd one, and you make the 4th one. Maybe you make the 18th one.
Maybe.
And then on the 19th one, you ask for a sale at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. People are going to know how to reach out to you because they're seeing you on social already. Okay. Right?
You guys stay tuned. Next week, we are going to drop what platforms you should be making content on.
Ooh. That's
so
a good
thanks. We'll be here all week.
Knock that out.
Media to social.
Go ahead, do us a favor. If this provided any value, go ahead and hit the follow button. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you find your social media, fun content. And we will see you on the next one. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe for more of this awesome content. And we'll be back with more information on the next one.